Welcome, Àsh-I Walker. Welcome.
Yeah, man, heal up. Yeah.
Big up yourself every
The
time.
natural show, you know, it's Scammer Natural. Big up.
Man.
Father
Yes,
Bigs.
man.
I'm more love every time.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man.
It's been a while. This particular interview has been in the making. We made it happen, right?
Definitely, Jed. Definitely. Remember, I tell you something, I'm going to rush it because I need the moment to be right.
Yes.
This is the right moment.
And we're here to talk about the brand new EP.
Yes.
But before we reach EP, you know, we need to reason about the past.
Definitely,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
So pick up yourself, Àsh-I. You know what I mean? So let's start with the name. And your real name?
No. My real name is Garfield. Àsh-I was given to me by Jermaine Ford from Ajang label.
Right.
Yes, so I'm a transition from just Àsh-I to Àsh-I Walker now.
Right.
The Àsh-I Walker is all mine, but the Àsh-I, I credit it to Jermaine from Ajang.
Big up Jermaine.
Big
You
up,
know what I mean? Big producer from a long time.
Long time.
So this is why we have this show, you know, so
Yes.
we can find out the history them and the real movement, you know what I mean? So first of all, the name Àsh-I was given to you by Jermaine.
Definite.
Okay.
Definite. 100.
Alright. So tell us about Garfield now. Garfield's growing up. Where did Garfield grow up?
Yeah, man. Well, Garfield hail from the eastern side of Jamaica, a parish called St. Thomas. You know what I mean? From the community of Jones Pen,
Yes.
Trintyville,
Yes.
Moffat, the whole of them community, they are them run show as a youth, you know?
Right. So what was that like growing up as a youth in St. Thomas? What was that like back in those days?
Well, to me, it was a beautiful life. It was not about money, because we never have money. But we had everything else. We had the weather, we had the fruits, we have everything else. Everything was beautiful to me and good people around, you know what I mean? Because I come from a really big family. I have 11 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
So I'm the last one.
Okay, so you're the
So
baby of the family.
I was well protected, east, west, north and south, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, beautiful time growing up.
Alright. So let's talk about your musical history. Because who was your first musical influence? Or your first, the first person, before you started singing or who was your first influence in music? Like, what was your first influence? Man playing music around the house, dad playing music around the house?
Yes. Well, playing music around the house, my dad, on a Saturday, he did have one thing we call changer.
Okay, so
on records, yeah? Yeah, it plays records.
Okay, yes.
So on a Saturday, is a man where he work all during the week, but on a Saturday, he might put on the music them and dance and go on with himself. That's my father.
And that was
you
his,
see?
that was his relaxation on the weekend.
Yes.
Right.
And each tune them was mainly like Gregory Isaac, John Wall, them and Dennis Brown.
Okay.
So them things they grew up on, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
So that was your first musical
First.
That's good
Yes.
to know. So when did Àsh-I believe that he could be an artist?
Alright, again, my mother was a Christian lady, proper Christian lady. So we go to church every week. So the singing really starts in the church. Definitely gospel.
That's where the tone.
Yes.
That's where the tone.
Yeah, man. Definitely gospel. And then leaving from this now, when me start school now, and my music teacher decides, when she realized that I can sing now, she hold me and push me into the school choir.
School choir?
Yes, so through school again, it was mainly music. And in Jamaica now, them have the school level festival thing where you go around and compete.
Yeah.
So
You was part of all that?
Yes.
With the school?
Yes, with the school. Yes.
Right, so he was traveling
Around the island,
around
yes.
the island.
Yeah, man.
From St. Thomas, you traveled to different districts
Yes.
to perform.
To perform and
See
compete.
it there.
Yeah, man.
See it there. Right. So and that alone is an influence.
Definite.
That alone,
Definite.
you realize that your voice can carry your places
That is it.
from an early age.
Yes.
So how old was you when you was in your prime in the choir?
Just after 12 that was, because this was secondary school. And they go to secondary school at 12. So I run about the same age as 12 as soon as I get there.
So which artist was some of your main influences when it comes to reggae and stuff?
Alright, again.
Before you started listening to Lil Jon Hutton, who did Àsh-I listen to and say?
Pinchers.
Okay.
Pinchers was one of my favorite growing up.
Okay.
Yeah, man, Pinchers. We love Pinchers sound. and music, the whole
Style.
thing. Yes, the style, everything.
Yeah.
Pinchers was, yeah.
Because I remember
man.
the Showdowns 88s. That's Pinchers' prime. Pinchers, Sanchez. I remember those shows.
Yes,
You know what I mean? So those shows were golden. 89, 90.
Yeah.
So Pinchers is one of your first artists when you
Yes.
realize that, listen.
Yeah, man. I even used to try and sound like him. It was that bad.
We all did
It was that bad. Yeah.
We all did. You know what I mean? Yes,
Yeah, man.
you know what I mean? So, okay. So after the choir, how did you then, what was the journey after that?
All right, the
'Cause I know
journey.
you joined the group.
Yes. So the journey after leaving school at 17, I come to Bumanga town, because you know it's the country is about farming.
Yes.
And me want to do other things. So I
Okay.
come to Bumanga town at 17 and start do a little work, and then
So you moved to Kingston.
move to Kingston.
Literally, or you just or you literally
Move to Kingston. Move,
yourself?
completely move. When I have a big sister in Kingston
Okay,
at the time,
fair enough, yeah.
so I call her and say, yes, I need to make a move.
Yeah.
And she said forward, so I forward and go live with my sister
Was
at the
that a
time.
musical journey or just
It
growing up?
was just a move to start work first and foremost. But at the same time, the music was in the back of our mind, because we know that at Kingston, the thing there.
yes,
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Right, so what was that change like?
It was
St. Thomas and
yeah.
reached to Kingston. What were the main things you realized or the main differences that you were seeing at the time?
Well, you have the option or the opportunity to go hang out at studio, which is how most of the artists them must.
Right.
Because Kingston have really a different studio where man just hang out. So we